Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are putting the final nail in the coffin. We are putting this to rest. This is going to be my final video talking about the Jason Paige situation, and I just want to start off this video with just some, I've got some points I want to make, and I'm just going to try to go through them and elaborate on them as much as I can without losing track of where I'm at and trailing off and all that stuff. And so I just want to start by saying, let's hold these two guys to the same standards. Okay, so the vendor claiming that Jason Paige was scamming these two kids out of their Gengar card was, for autographs, right? And so, but he had that Gengar card prorated. Okay, so that Gengar card was damaged. Not worth $150. Not even close. Damaged. The fossil Gengar goes for about $45 on TCG Player. And so this guy had it prorated at $150 because it was a contender for a PSA 1 grade. Now, a PSA 1 grade goes for about $300. So in his mind, he said, "Oh, I'm doing you a favor," right? So he wants to sit here and say that Jason Paige tried to scam these kids by devaluing their card and saying that his autograph was worth more than the card. So he said, so according to this vendor, Jason Paige says, "I'm doing you a favor by taking this $45 card off your hand and giving you this promo card that's been graded with my signature on it, so it's worth like $120, and it's going to be worth more money than this card." And so that's the vendor's story. Then we find out that he prorated that damaged card. Okay, so no, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So that's the original story, right? Is that these kids traded for this card, and Jason Paige took advantage of them. And then, so we fast forward, right? And so Jason Paige posts a video, an apology video, saying, if these kids feel like they were swindled by me, if they feel like I took advantage of them, I have no problem at all. We can trade back, but I want that promo card back. And a lot of people took issue with that too, and I don't find a problem with that. Okay, a lot of people say, "Oh, just give the kids both the cards." And to that I say, well, okay, we'll get to that in a second. But for now, I'll just say, for the sake of timeline, we'll just say, no, Jason Paige has every right to ask if they're not happy with the trade, then he'll trade them back. But here's the thing: the only person not happy about the trade at this point is the vendor. The kids were happy with the trade. The kids didn't care. The kids had nothing to do with this, And throughout this whole story, the kids have nothing to do with this. So Paige posts a video saying, "Here's the Gengar card. It's damaged. It's only worth $45. It's not worth $150. And so there was a post by the vendor saying that wasn't the Gengar card that he had traded to those kids, and that the Gengar card that he traded them was in mint condition, and that it was a contender for a PSA 10. And if that's the case, a raw version would have been worth way more than $150. And then, so fast forward to this morning. So that was all yesterday. He said that Jason Paige lied, and that wasn't the card, or that Jason Paige damaged the Gengar card to diminish its value to say that his autograph is still worth more. And so then we fast forward to today. Now the guy finally came out again and posted a video and said, "Oh yeah, no, that is the damaged card. That is the Gengar card that I traded to those kids. Yes, it is only worth $45, but I prorated it at 150 because it's a contender for a PSA 1. Okay, now we bring in the concept of prorating cards based on what they might grade at. And now this guy's not a professional grader. According to him, he's a songwriter, artist, and vendor, trade show vendor and all this stuff. He doesn't work for PSA. He doesn't work for Tag. He doesn't work for Beckett. So what authority does he have to say that what something might grade at? And then that also the other question, like a raw price is a raw price. You don't get to prorate your prices because it might grade at a certain level. That's not how pricing works in the community, and we really all need to reject that, because I'm actually starting to see it more. A lot of people say that they're not seeing that from other vendors, but I have been seeing that, and it's not okay. So now we have a situation where this vendor who's gone on this crusade to say that Jason Paige scammed these kids, basically stole this Gengar from them and traded them a fake card on the premise that his signature was going to appreciate in value more than that Gengar card. But he is the one that overcharged them $105. Who's the scammer now? It ain't Paige. Because those kids' parents were with them in line to get an autograph for Paige. They were in line to get an autograph for Jason Paige. And I think that irked this guy a little bit. I think that he has a problem with Jason Paige because I've been in a lot of chats, and I've been in a lot of comment sections on a lot of videos that have been covering this. And all I hear is that this other guy's famous. He's in a band. He's famous. And I checked out their band today. I'm not going to say the name of the band. I'm not going to give this guy any more attention. Not to say that I have 12 subscribers, okay? No one's going to see what I'm talking about, okay? When you got people like Dr. Applesauce making videos talking about this now, Moist Critical has covered this, but Moist Critical also didn't have all the details, and he just jumped on the hate bandwagon and made fun of Jason Paige. Now, look, I don't personally know Jason Paige. I don't owe him any allegiance. My allegiance is to the truth and tearing down double standards. Because nobody's talking about how this other vendor scammed these kids out of $100 worth of cards. Now, if they traded for that Gengar, that means they had to come up with $150 worth of trade value. Which, that's a lot in Pokemon cards. And nobody's talking about that. Or they paid him $150. Or maybe they did a trade plus cash thing. I don't know. All I know is that they were 100% fleeced by this guy. And he's the problem. Not Jason Paige. Another thing is that, like I've said before, a lot of people say, oh, this guy's famous. I checked him out on Spotify. I think they have over like 8 million subscribers on Spotify or followers on Spotify. I don't know how Spotify works. But they have like 68 million plays. That's a lot. I'm not going to take that from them. Like I said, I checked them out. They're pretty decent. Like, they're pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try to bash them or downplay that they're talented. It's a talented group that plays. But in some of my conversations, people have told me, oh, because I know that Jason Paige is a singer, songwriter, artist. I know that he's a voice actor, and I know that he's acted in he's had a couple minor roles in some movies and shows. But nobody wants to talk about that. This other guy's famous. Okay, well, so is Jason Paige. Well, it's not right that Jason Paige charges for autographs. Hey, look, if this other guy doesn't charge for autographs, that's on him. Let's not pretend like Jason Paige is the only person, the only voice actor, artist, songwriter that charges for autographs. Like I said in my last video, Mark Hamill charges upwards of $400 for his autographs. And I'm just going to end on this. So, it's not really tactful for Jason Paige to be walking around cons and asking if he can autograph people's cards and then in exchange for a card out of their case. It's, like I said, it's not the most tactful thing, but it's also not like some taboo thing that he should do and that he's a horrible human being for doing. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have again, like when you get voice actors that go to conventions, usually they set up a booth for an hour. You have to get in line and hope that you got early enough in to where you can actually get an autograph from that voice actor. He sets up a booth and he's usually there all day, or he's walking around the con and he plays a show. So I just don't understand the hate. Oh, okay, final note, sorry, because I totally skipped it. A piece of misinformation that's still going around and nobody's corrected this. And I'm the only one that's caught it, okay? And I'm nobody. All right? The card, the graded card that was signed by Jason Paige, everyone's like, "Oh, it's a promo from the grading company and they just graded it a 10." They didn't. If you look at the card, there's a picture of the card. It's a 7. They graded the card at a 7. They still gave the card a fair grade. It's a mint 7. The autograph by Paige, which is a full signature autograph, is the 10. That's what got the 10 grade on that slab, not the card itself. The company made the promo, had him sign it, and then they graded it, and the card didn't grade perfect. The signature did, because he made sure that he put the time into making sure it was as clear as possible and did a full name signature. But the card itself only graded a 7. So let's not pretend like they're giving out unfair grades for their own promotional material. It's not what happened. But I'm ready to put this to bed. This is gonna be the last time I talk about this because, like I said, we finally got today that the guy came out and was like, finally, like, "Oh yeah, no, I lied, and yeah, I did overcharge for the card, but it's for the community, for the children." Yeah. Just what a hack. Like I said, they're a good band, and that's the other thing. A lot of people want to say, "Oh, Jason Paige, yeah, he's got a band, but they do covers. It's a cover band." So is this other guy's. Their top 4 songs on YouTube are covers. You're not special, dude. Anyway. That's all I have for tonight. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.